That's December 19, 2017, 8:40 p.m. I got a update, I guess you could say, or email from Coinbase app on my phone that Coinbase had now started using Bitcoin Cash as a new trading point in our portfolios. So you have Bitcoin, which you can see Bitcoin has been decreasing. It's been retreating from its high of $19,811. It has been retreating. And now somebody had also messaged me to tell me that Bitcoin Cash had suddenly shot up like $8 something or whatever it was. But as you can see, Bitcoin Cash started after a hard fork August 1st, 2017, and it started down here at a low. Which one am I looking at? Yeah, that's Bitcoin Cash. So if I go back to the entire thing of Bitcoin Cash, you can see that Bitcoin started at a low of $200 and something, $233. It started pretty low. It was at $233, went up to $2,495, and now, this day, we are currently at $3,109. So Bitcoin Cash went up to this high right here, and as you can see, it says $3,727, but it says the Bitcoin Cash price is $8,499. You can also see that Ethereum retreated. When I was looking at it this morning, it was at $840. So you can see it had a high of $860 right here, and it had a high about $860. But when I was looking at it, the highest I think I saw was like $845 or something like that. You can also see that Litecoin, it hit its high at $375, and then it took a retreat. So what do I think is going on? Basically, what do I think is going on? And I've pretty much said this before. Now, the people who got into Bitcoin in the very beginning, those people are probably never going to sell their Bitcoin. And the reason why is because as long as they hold on to it, Bitcoin will have a bottom that's created by the market that they're creating. Those people are billionaires. Those people are millionaires. They have the ability to cash that Bitcoin out, and they can buy just about everything else they want with it. When I say everything else, the vast majority of new cryptocurrencies are in some way connected to Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Now, as for Litecoin Cash, Coinbase is basically bringing us in connection to Bitcoin Cash. Anything that gets added to Coinbase becomes easier to trade. So what I think is happening is that a lot of the people who didn't get into Bitcoin early on and want to see the major gains from Bitcoin, what they're doing is they're searching out, like I've been talking about this all week, they're searching for other cryptocurrencies to put their money in. They're searching for Ripple, they're searching for other things, like Ripple, Riot, there's a bunch of them. I mean, I've named a lot of them. What they're trying to do is they're trying to basically, like what I do, they're trying to go into them while they're in the mere pennies when they're first started, and they're trying to buy them as pennies so that they can turn them into dollars later on. Now, Bitcoin right now is 16,440. Thing about it is, I have no doubt that Bitcoin will rise again. It'll probably hit 20,000 before this year is out, because we've got a lot of days in this year, and you know, Christmas and New Year's, that can cause a lot of drive up in prices of stocks. Now, these people are not trading this like a stock. These people are not trading this like a currency. These people are putting their money in, and they're trying to get just enough profit to pull their money out and earn extra money. So the way I see it is, now that these people are all trying to look for new cryptocurrencies that they can invest in, you can bet that, you know, all of these things that you're seeing, as you know, I don't trust these Chinese exchange markets, so I'm not really into those. I prefer to keep it simple, like I prefer Coinbase. But you can bet that a lot of people are going to be funneling a lot of money into all of these new cryptocurrencies. Now, I've looked into the backgrounds of some of these things, like the medical blockchains I like, because I know medical, pharma, big pharma, after the Republicans are finished fucking with our tax code, you can be sure that the medical companies are going to be making more money than ever before off of us. So I like the blockchains that are connected to companies that are actually doing something, creating medical technology and whatnot. I like those. Those I'm willing to invest in. And some of the other ones, like BLLK, I believe BLLK, one of those that I was looking at, and I think I mentioned the codes before, they were a blockchain that was connected to a company that was trying to make software to eliminate fake news. And when I really thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like it's going to have much longevity, because unfortunately fake news is all you see. MSNB shit, CNN shit, and Fox News, FAUX. All of this is fake news. So the thing about it is they're not going to have any luck whatsoever. And basically because of, freedom of speech, you're going to have fake news just about everywhere. So I didn't bother investing in that. But the medical blockchains I like, technology blockchains I like, military blockchains I like, because, we've got some ass to kick over there in North Korea, and, basically weapons always sell. That's what they said in that last Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, after all. So, my only thing is, what's happening is these people are looking for the cheapest entry point into cryptocurrency that they can find. Right now, you've got Bitcoin Cash. You've also got Bitcoin futures coming eventually. So they're basically funneling their money around, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get in at the low so that they can sell at the high, which makes perfect sense. Now, as you know, I'm interested in the cryptocurrencies being created by these mineral-rich, cash-poor countries. Countries like Venezuela are introducing their own cryptocurrencies, such as the petro, because they believe that it'll allow them to get their money around the IMF, around America's sanctions, around the US dollar, and they're getting help directly from China and Russia, who basically want to buy their oil and their minerals. More and more impoverished countries are going to do the exact same thing. But the important thing to remember is that no matter what new cryptocurrency they create, the vast majority of them are going to be connected to Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. So although Ethereum has dropped from its 840, it's retreated, Litecoin has retreated a little from its 375 high. What I believe is that these things are, because these are base cryptocurrencies at this point that we all know work, and they've pretty much proven blockchain technology to the masses, I'm pretty sure that any new cryptocurrency created, like if Venezuela introduces their petro, I'm pretty sure that it's in some way going to be connected to Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Whether you trade between those three, they're going to in some way be connected to these three. And that's the reason why I don't recommend selling them. You pretty much have to hold it for the long run. So right now you've got a lot of people selling out, dropping the price, decreasing your price. But there are people still out there mining Bitcoin. There's mining farms still out there mining Bitcoin. So the price can continue to rise. Not indefinitely, but it can continue to rise. So the people who are in it for the long game and they're holding in, I really do believe when some of the analysts say that Bitcoin could go to 50,000, they're probably right. Because as you can see, the very short-term volatility of these cryptocurrencies is extraordinary. You can see that they drop thousands of dollars within a day, but they rise thousands of dollars within the day or the week. And granted, that kind of that volatility, nobody wants to trust their money. But I really do believe that as more and more countries see that blockchain technology is a good way for them to secure themselves a future and to get away from their indebted cryptocurrencies. Most of these countries are going to default. Countries like Haiti, who are deep in debt to France, these countries are basically already in default, but they're going to default even more. I want you to also think about countries like Puerto Rico, which Trump was talking about. Oh yeah, well they still owe us money, by the way, before we go over there and help them. Yeah, but you know what? A lot of these impoverished countries, they see that there's no way out and that they're locked into this debt standard, and a lot of them want out. And I do believe that blockchain technology and cryptocurrency might be their way out, and they might be able to enter the market in a way where they can trade and nobody can stop them from trading and nobody can influence them from the outside. So if you really think about it, imagine Venezuela getting away from the U.S. dollar and the IMF, basically saying, fuck the U.S. dollar, fuck the IMF, we're going to do our own thing. And now they've got backing from China and Russia. They call the consortium, they call it BRIC, B-R-I-C, Brazil, Russia, India, China. Now, if these countries band together and that they make these blockchain technologies and these cryptocurrencies, they can basically say, fuck sanctions. I want you to think about it. If Venezuela does it and it works, what about North Korea? What about Iran? If they see that they can move their money and that nobody can stop them from moving their money around because of blockchain technology, what will that do to the future of American sanctions? Basically, they're already laughing at our sanctions because Kim Jong-il's firing off fucking rockets like it's the 4th of July. And America knows that they can't go over there and simply fight them simply because China is using North Korea as a buffer zone. So just imagine that North Korea decides to create its own currency. Imagine if they create their own cryptocurrency called the Pyongyang or whatever the fuck you want to call it. How would you be able to stop that? You wouldn't be able to stop that because, as you know, blockchain, the main benefits of blockchain, as you can see, I've got multiple monitors. I love these. Difficult to counterfeit. Transactions are continuously being validated. They audit trail of all transactions. Senders and recipients can stay anonymous. So guess what? If I'm a big-time drug dealer and I've got billions of dollars... Wait. What was it? El Chapo? Did El Chapo have billions of dollars? Okay, wait. What was it? El Chapo? I got to type this up because I love seeing that money. That shit gives me inspiration. El Chapo had... Look at this shit. El Chapo had... Look at this. If I was a super drug dealer and I've got billions of fucking dollars in my basement, I got Chinese yuan, I got freaking Brazil this, and I got Euro that. Imagine, just for a second, imagine with me that I am a super brilliant drug dealer and I've got all this fucking money. But the problem is there's nothing I can do with it because America is going to stop my shipments of drug money when I want to move them. So what do? I take, let's say I take like a part of this drug money and I put that shit in fucking blockchain. And here I am, I'm El Chapo, and I'm betting on Bitcoin. And I'm putting my money in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin goes from 16,000 to fucking 30,000 or something because I just infused it with millions of dollars. There's no way you can stop that because I'm literally laundering my money. Now, the government is talking all this shit about regulation. They're like, you got to pay taxes on that. So they're going after Plexcoin. They're going after Coinbase, and they're demanding records for them and everything. But the thing about it is, even if they demand the records, the problem is it's very, very difficult for them to get those records from certain exchanges, like overseas exchanges. It's very difficult for them to get access. China's not handing you shit. You can send China all the demands you want, but they're going to be like, yeah, well, whatever, fuck that. We're rich. We don't give a fuck. You owe us money. And that's not really a good long-term strategy for the IMF or the U.S. dollar. So imagine I'm a super drug dealer, and I take all of this shit right here, all this fucking monopoly paper money, and I say, yeah, I'm going to put all of this shit into blockchain. You can't, there's nothing you can do about it. There's no way you can, it's perfectly laundered. And that's one of the reasons why I got into cryptocurrency so early, because I knew that, first of all, blockchain is impenetrable. They can only hack you at a point of sale, but that's about it. Blockchain itself is impenetrable. There's no computer that can even possibly hope to decrypt that shit. So the thing about it is this is really money laundering heaven. Now, granted, if you put that money in there, there's always the possibility that the value decreases. But the thing about it is, if you put the money in and you take the money out somewhere else, there's nothing anybody can do about it. Now, imagine entire countries saying, you know what, fuck the IMF. We're going to go into, like North Korea, Kim Jong-il says, yeah, we're going to invest in Litecoin. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You can't fight them. So there's no way to freeze his assets. Do you understand where I'm going with this? This blockchain, Bitcoin, this has the potential to unseat central banking. And I know that sounds crazy, but it really is real. I mean, that's the reason why people put money into it in the first place. So I just think that that's what's going to happen.